Hello. Well, finally, after a long absence, HBM's Crypto-Corner has returned. We have several things to talk about. I know it's been a while, but here we go. So, let's get started. Cliff Barrickman, who will be one of the speakers at this year's Ohio Bigfoot Conference, is also coming to Portland on April 15th. He'll be speaking at Hopsquatch. And apparently they sell out every time. Save your seat for $5 or become a member for $50. It's at the usual place, N.W. Quimby Lucky Lab in Portland, Oregon. They'll begin at 6 p.m. and at 9 p.m. and doors open at 5:30. So for you guys in the Portland area, if you can't make it to Ohio, you can at least make it to see Cliff Barrickman in person. Next, there was a recent interview. Matter of fact, there have been several interviews with the author of Monster Trek: The Obsessive Search for Bigfoot, Joe Gisandi. And I believe he's going to be attending the Ohio Bigfoot Conference as a guest. Well, the book is excellent. I've read it. It's a great book. And I would certainly recommend everybody read it. It's not really so much about the creature itself, it's about those who search for the creature. And he gives some interesting insights in the interviews that I have heard. So I would recommend listening to Mr. Gisandi whenever he gives an interview. Usually he's pretty well straight on point, and just as his book is. Well, exciting news for those who have been longtime listeners of Squash Detective Radio. Apparently, it's returning in April, and it's going to be on BeyondBordersRadio.com. So we're a month away from that. Maybe less time than that. But I've actually been a panel member on Steve's show on Squash Detective Radio, and it's been tremendous. He's kind of bounced around from provider to provider, but it looks like he may have found a permanent home. At least I hope he has. So if you like politically incorrect and in-your-face reporting on what's going on in the Sasquatch field, you'll like Squatch Detective Radio. Yeah, I mean, I have to say that Steve Coles is kind of like the Donald Trump of the Sasquatch radio field. His was the first. His was the first show, the first uh, podcast to be broadcast. So anyway, well, I would say Bigfoot Central, but Bigfoot Central is a completely different animal. I'm talking about podcasts, and that would be what the Squash Detective Radio is. So still, yep. But I am glad that he's coming back. Getting off the Sasquatch track, apparently there's a new mini Loch Ness Monster documentary called Mystery at Loch Ness. It's available on YouTube. And for those who may not know my history, as far as my interests in cryptozoology, back in the 70s when I was coming up, the three big cryptids were Bigfoot, the Yeti or Abominable Snowman, and the Loch Ness Monster. Those were the big three that we knew about when we were coming up, especially in the 70s. So, very exciting to see a little bit more profiling done on the most famous lake monster of all time. And, Thomas Finley, who'll be attending the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, has promised to bring me some Loch Ness Monster items. So it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It's fast approaching. The Ohio Bigfoot Conference for 2016. All 5 speakers have been announced: James Bobo Fay, Cliff Barackman, Bob Gimlin, Guy Edwards, and Sibylla Irwin. And also musical guest Tom Yamarone. Also, the 2 co-MCs this year will be John Kirk and Winona Alexis. So this is going to be very cool. It's going to be very awesome. I'm looking forward to it. And there's going to be an announcement today about a special movie presentation that's going to take place that Saturday night, May 14th. So once again, there's going to be another perhaps movie premiere in Ohio. So it should be great. I know Mark is working and he's busy. He's a busy little bee trying to get this conference together, trying to make last minute preparations and make sure everything's set. All the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. It's going to be a great conference. I'm really looking forward to it. And we're 6 weeks away. 6 weeks, just 6 weeks. And I think they're going to go by pretty fast. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for this week. Like I said, like I always say, thanks guys for tuning in. And I'm going to try and have a new one up every week. Or every other week perhaps. May switch to bi-weekly in the summer. But pretty excited to be back, guys. And until next week, actually, I'll probably make a special video about the announcement of the movie at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference. So, until probably tomorrow, which is Wednesday, because I'm recording this on late Tuesday night, y'all be good or be good at it. This has been HBM's Crypto Corner.